Wintertime had arrived on Sodom. Christmas was near, and all the engines were excited. All of them, except for James. Oh, bother. Silly snow. Why can't it just be sunny? Why do you get like this every year? What's wrong with snow? It's cold and bothersome. I have no idea why people like it. It only makes work harder, and it gets all over my paintwork. Well, I quite like it. It's festive. Festive? Ha! The only reason it's festive is because of Christmas. Otherwise, everyone would dislike it. And James puffed away. James was collecting passengers from Elsbridge. He grumbled as the passengers boarded. Be quick now. I want to get out of this snow as soon as possible. As soon as they boarded, James set off. Silly soft stuff. Getting in my way. Later, James was resting in the sheds. The Fat Controller came up to him.
Hello, James. I have a very important job for you.
Oh, what is it, sir? Asked James.
I need you to take Cole round the island. Percy was meant for this, but he has had an accident, so you must take his place.
Oh. James was crosser still. He arrived at Knapford, where he saw his train. Edward was waiting at the platform. Oh, hello there, James. Why ever the long face? Well, if you must know, Percy went and had an accident, so now I have to pull his train in this cold mess. Cold mess? You mean the snow? It's just cold nonsense that piles together to make our lives more difficult. Oh, James, maybe if you stopped for a moment to take it all in, you would see how nice it really is. Heh! Nonsense. And I won't let it beat me either. James then backed down onto his train. He coupled up and set off. He had to stop at every station to unload coal. The snow had started to become heavier. James didn't like that a bit. James was beginning to get impatient. Then, he had an idea. This wouldn't take as long if I went faster. Besides, the snow isn't that dangerous. Just cold nonsense. So, James quickly set off. He hurried down the line to the next station. James was approaching Cronk Station. He set his brakes, but slipped on the rails. The signalman tried to set the points, but couldn't switch them in time. James tried braking as hard as he could, but it was no use. He slipped past the station and into the yard. He sped quickly towards a shed. He smashed through it and finally came to a stop. No one was hurt, but James was now more cold and upset than ever. Henry arrived to help sort out the mess. He took away the cars and shunted them into a siding. Then, he took James to the works. James was being repaired when the Fat Controller came up again.
James, I am not proud of your behavior. You must take care in the snow. You're very lucky the accident wasn't any more severe. For the next week, you shall pull only good strings. I hope you are more careful in the future.
And with that, he left. Oh, silly Snow. James still thinks poorly of Snow, but he knows now that even if it may seem dangerous, he can't be careless and underestimate it.